But I've listened to some people say the good thing is that they at least have the company of European leagues back for the weekend. Just yesterday, Liverpool won their first Premier League title, although the 19th title after 30 years, and you know, there's a lot to take from it. I've been checking my timeline on Twitter. Quite a number of people have been speaking about how you should never give up, about how sometimes it takes so many years to achieve something, but never give up. Now, one very interesting thing about the Liverpool tale is that last year they came agonizingly close. They played 38 games, lost just once all through the season, but were beat by Manchester City to the league title by 1 point. And now this year there was the COVID-19 pandemic that after doing so much work, they didn't know whether they were going to eventually get the chance to lift the trophy. But it happened yesterday. Congratulations to Liverpool Football Club. Congratulations to their fans. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, that's what they say. Congratulations to them. Today is the International or the World Refrigeration Day, because it's established by the World Refrigeration Day Secretariat in Derbyshire, England, and is held annually on this day. It was created to raise awareness about the importance of refrigeration technologies in everyday life and to raise the profile of refrigeration. It's also the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. That's also being celebrated today across many parts of the world. The International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking also being commemorated today is the International Day in support of victims of torture. That's also being celebrated today. So many things being commemorated today across many parts of the world. It's the morning after Liverpool won the Premier League title. Maybe they should add that all commemorations. It's time to find out the stories on the national dailies this morning. Freshly pressed right here on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Many thanks for joining us this morning. Freshly pressed on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Time to take a look at the stories on the national dailies. We'll do this up until 8 o'clock. And we will, of course, get to talk to you or get your feedbacks at some point on the program. Wale Bakar is my name. Thank you for joining us this Friday as we wrap up another working week. Mr. Idi, I know, is on the program this morning. Good morning to you. Great to have you join us.
Yeah, good morning, Wale. I guess you're a fan of Liverpool.
I couldn't sleep.
Oh, well, I used to be a fan of Arsenal.
Okay.
Until I found out that the performance was nothing to write home
and then you
about.
joined Liverpool.
No.
Okay.
Manchester City. You know, so it's
okay. Yes. That's a safe.
I just like their style of play. You know, so it's about congratulations.
But Arsenal has a good style of play too.
Yeah, then. But
even now, they just don't score.
Well, you are not getting results. That's the problem. You know, that's the problem. And but again, why is it that we have lost touch with our own teams home here? You know, hitherto in the 70s, 80s, you know. We used to like our own teams, you know, Abiola Babes, Ayub Salam, Nepa, you know, so many good stationery stores, and all the rest of it. But
I'm sure there's still quite a number of people that love Nigerian football. For example, I remember I used to watch Julius Berger.
Yeah, right.
I used to watch Gateway FC right here at the Kuto Stadium many years ago. Right. I remember seeing a couple of games. Talking about the league, I saw a couple of games. You know, Julius Berger and was it Ismaili or Esperance? I can't remember. I was a lot younger. Yeah, right. But it's not really anybody's fault that the games are not entirely attractive.
The administration,
that much. Administration. You could argue style
money,
of play
finance,
as well.
you know.
You could argue.
Yeah, the finance.
This year I've seen good Liverpool games. Some boring ones,
Oh, okay.
but plenty good ones. And
yeah.
I'm not sure you can. You are guaranteed that with. Although no football match guarantees you good games, but maybe eventually we will
We'll
begin
get there.
to love our football back. But it's just not the situation at the moment.
Yeah.
So Man City. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We'll be there.
You guys have won a lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
a lot of titles. Let's see the papers this morning. First off, let's take a look at some of the headlines very quickly. Just before we get talking, there are quite a number. Let's very quickly take a look at the latest updates from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, the NCDC. Usually, late night yesterday, the figures by the NCDC is always what gets a lot of Nigerians' attention. But yesterday saw a lot of things diverting our attention. The Liverpool League title, this the Hush Puppy situation,
APC,
a lot of things on social media. But this morning, first off, the latest from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is on the Tribune, is on the Premium Times, is on many of the dailies. Nigeria records 594 new COVID-19 cases, total now 22,614. Is on quite a number of the dailies this morning. Okay, so you can get the breakdown of the new cases on the NCDC website or their various social media platforms. Lagos at the highest of the 594 with 159, Delta at 106, Ondo at 44, the FCT and Edo at 34 each, Oyo at 33, as well as Kaduna with 33, Enugu at 28, Katsina 25, Imo 22, Adamawa 15, Ogun 12, Osun 11, Abia 8, Rivers 6, Nasarawa and Bauchi as well as Niger 5 each, Kebbi State with 4, Ekiti with 3, Plateau and Taraba 1 new case each. So 22,614 total infections. Discharged patients 7,822. Deaths sadly 549. The numbers, there's been a great increase as far as number of casualties are concerned. These days, the previous day saw 542 deaths recovered. So 7 more were discovered or reported in the last 24 hours. Hearts with their families and their loved ones. Really, really sad. A website or there's a COVID-19 dedicated website, covid19.ncdc.gov.ng, or their various social media platforms. It's right there for you to look out for. Talking about people losing the battle against COVID-19 yesterday. One of them, Ajimobi, loses COVID-19 battle at 70. Buhari, others, Mon, is on the Punch this morning. The COVID-19 related stories on the Punch this morning. Nasarawa denies receiving COVID-19 fund from federal donors is on the Guardian. Cross River records disruptions may raise cancer, HIV,
TB.
Tuberculosis cases, deaths globally. Those according to researchers, and is right there on the Guardian this morning, because the presidential task force, they had a couple of things to say yesterday as well. Or your ex-governor Ajimobi dies at 70. Buhari, Tinubu, Abiodun, Lagos APC, Mon. That's on the Guardian this morning. Federal government delighted as Ghana offers to rebuild diplomatic structure. Is also on the Guardian this morning. Ogun tops Southwest drug abuse chat. Commissioner, that's on the Punch this morning. That information was revealed. That's on the Punch this morning. We are not ready to reopen orientation camps. NYSC. That's also on the Punch this morning. Oshomole backed end up is also on the Punch of NEC. Anyway, APC may disintegrate. Buhari warns, sacks National Working Committee. That's on the Guardian this morning. The Tribune also has a story with dissolution of NWC, APC 6 redemption. That's on the Tribune this morning. Ajimobi dies at 70 is also on the Tribune. PDP BOT congratulates Obaseki, preaches party unity. is also on the Tribune this morning. FG to unveil plans on reopening of schools on Monday. This according to the Minister of State for Education, also on the Tribune this morning. The Edo situation now straightforward. Obaseki versus Izoyamo. Of course, there are quite a number of others. Yeah. I know that the AAC has this female candidate. I saw the WC members there. Buhari consider taking APC to court. Is on the Premium Times this morning. There are quite some other stories to look out for this morning. All of the dailies with the report of the death of the for you to look out for. Yes, they have a story about the former governor. Former governor Ajimobi's corpse to arrive Ibadan on Friday for burial as sympathizers besiege residents. Is on the pen pushing newspapers this morning. Yoruba actor Ogumajek is dead. Is also on the pen pushing newspapers this morning. It's usually sad, although it's sad when anybody loses anyone, when anybody dies. But a lot of actors, you see many pictures in their late days asking for funds for help, and you're sad the situation that they're in. University College Hospital, Oyo State government at loggerhead over 118 million naira coronavirus fund. Is on the pen pushing newspapers. Edo State election, Obaseki emerges as consensus governorship candidate of People's Democratic Party. That's also on the pen pushing newspapers this morning. Those are some of the headlines to look out for this morning. But rising cases, that's on the Punch this morning. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 hinted on Thursday that government might soon relax some of the measures put in place to curtail the spread of the disease, despite increasing risks of transmission. The national coordinator of the PTF, Dr. Sani Aliyu, said this at a briefing by the task force in Abuja, just as the chairman of the task force, Boss Mustafa, said 21 local governments in the country accounted for over 60% of confirmed cases. Decrying the attitude of many Nigerians who were jettisoning the guidelines released to curtail the spread of the virus, Mustafa, who is also the SGF, said he would have locked down the country again if it was within his power. Ali, who expressed the PTF's worry that COVID-19 existed, warned that the risk of contracting the disease as of Thursday was higher than it was previously. He said, "We may be relaxing some of the measures we took earlier on, but relaxation does not mean that we are at a lower risk of catching the virus. If you do not need to go out, stay at home. That is still the best advice we can give. Let us not wait for the virus to reach disastrous proportion before we begin to believe. We're already seeing this happen in many other countries. We must learn from their experiences to mitigate preventable fatalities." He said government was going to take the enforcement of the guidelines, especially the use of face masks, seriously in the next phase of response to the disease. Anyway, the rest of that you'll find on the Punch this morning. Quite a number of things that were said during the PTF briefing yesterday. I should say that, well, things to point out. The DG of the NCDC made some remarks about the use of face shields, which we've seen a lot these days. And he's saying that face shields should not be seen as substitute for face masks. Saying that, well, if you can, use them both. But the advice now is that we all wear face masks. Of course, he did say that some other information could come out and, other things could be said. But at the moment, face masks are more trusted than face shields, which a lot of people have been using. But the coordinator of the PTO, Dr. Sani Aliyu, addressed a lot of these talks about people not believing if COVID-19 is real, it is fake, and all of that. And he made some sense. He spoke about how some people don't believe because they have not seen people that have the COVID-19. And he asked, have you seen someone with Ebola? But you believe in Ebola. Have you seen someone, but I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen someone with HIV, but they believe in HIV. I'm sure many people haven't seen people with some other diseases, but they believe in these diseases. And he wonders how it is so tough for people to believe there is COVID-19. And he said, is it possible that the virus is fake and this country or a lot of other countries of the world decided to shut down their economy, damage their economy because of something that is fake? And he was almost getting quite emotional as well.
Yes, he was trying to get emotional, and I think he had to, because that's the impression among so many Nigerians. People have been interviewed. Even if you see social media, people start querying, have you ever seen one? For HIV, I think on television we saw carcass in terms of just people in the hospitals, who have been treated. Ebola, no, but HIV, it was shown, on television on many occasions.
So maybe because people saw.
Yeah, just to show us that you don't be irresponsible with sex and using,
sharp
objects,
and a lot of other
blade and what have you. But generally speaking, I think that is the dilemma of the whole world. But in developed countries, I think they believe that this thing exists, but the economy is what is driving them out. The world is faced with a fait accompli. Take it or leave it. We have to live with it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. If we want the economy to improve, and you want the livelihood, to improve too, we just must go along with it. I mean, I'm reacting to the issue of we're going to do more relaxation. For instance, the schools are not there. They are talking about Monday. The schools are not there. WAEC is not writing. NECO is not writing. That apart. But what of economy per se? There are so many people in health-related agencies, like shops, patient medicine stores. What of beer parlors? These are, it's true. Although some people are defying that. I drove around Abeokuta sometime and I saw people, selling beer, because you can't keep these people home perpetually, because this is what they use, to eke out a living, on daily basis. So we just must cope with it. But we keep on drumming the fact that this thing exists. And if there are ways we can show people, take them to these centers, isolation centers.
Can we take everybody?
No, we can't take everybody there.
Can't
but
take
at least
everybody.
you can take people who would go.
But the numbers, for example, the casualties continue to rise. Yeah. And, the information is out there. I know that in the last 3 weeks or thereabout, there's been one prominent individual that has passed because of COVID-19 complications.
Even
the state governor. There's a colleague and broadcaster, Dan Foster. Some weeks ago, I think that was last week. Quite a number of other people. So you begin to, at the end of the day, maybe it is just the people just being defiant.
And when an information gets out, once somebody prominent, spreads something, it moves like wildfire. For instance, at a point in time, even some people didn't believe it. Kogi, for instance, Kogi governor, the Cross River State governor. In fact, yesterday when I heard that one case, erupted from that end, and it didn't come from either the PTF or the commissioner for health in that state. It came from Calabar or something, So they still believe that this thing, some people believe that it's not real. And when it's coming from prominent people, this kind of information can spread. I have seen people on social media who are saying, yes, you are using, even a woman that stayed in a place for about, I think,
Susan,
yes,
was saying she didn't have it.
She denied everything. And so some people believe, like a doctor, for instance, believes that it has to be related to her to have a fever, malaria fever. And so if it's coming from people like that, and people have not seen really, and incidentally, although there are some local governments that have been affected, but no individual had ever seen it. I'm not saying I believe it. I mean, because this thing cannot just emanate from Russia. And America has suffered, New York City, 100,000 people and beyond. So it's sad. But other countries are opening up, and if issues cropped up in a particular area like school, they close it. Israel, it happened. Lebanon,
happened in Israel, happened
Germany,
in China,
so
in South Korea.
So we have to continue to live with it. That's just it. That's just what.
All right. Anyway, COVID-19 measures may be further relaxed despite rising cases. Is on the Punch this morning. There are, of course, quite a number of other COVID-19 stories to look out for. Nasarawa denies receiving COVID-19 fund from federal government, foreign donors. They are not the first state that has had to deny receiving some funds. Cross River records first COVID-19 case. Is also on the Guardian this morning. Incidentally, that case was not reported by the NCDC yesterday. But Cross River State has recorded its first coronavirus case. This report neither came from the NCDC, the Commissioner for Health, Chairman of the task force, Dr. Beta Adu. It came from the CMD, that's the Chief Medical Director of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, Professor Ikpeme. In a circular yesterday, the Don said a patient's COVID-19 test result came back to Calabar positive. However, the patient has recovered and was discharged last week. Meanwhile, couples whose wedding guests exceed 50 in violation of the Rivers State Governor guidelines on the COVID-19 will pay a fine of 10 million naira. That was revealed by the Commissioner for Information and Communication in Rivers. Anyway,
that goes to buttress the fact that we cannot totally lock down. People have to wed. People have to bury their dead. So we must find ways around it, and that's what Rivers State had done. Guests cannot be more than 50.
Anyway, we'll see what the reaction of the Cross River State government will be to this revelation by the CMD of the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. We'll see how things go. Hopefully someone will not say one person is conniving with some other people. Cross River records first COVID-19 case is on The Guardian this morning. There are a number of others. Ogun tops Southwest drug abuse chart. That's according to the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Koka, who on Thursday raised the alarm over the increasing rate of drug abuse among youths in the state. She said the prevalence of drug abuse in Ogun State was 17% out of about 22.4% in the Southwest, calling for urgent intervention. Koka spoke during a press briefing in Abeokuta to mark the United Nations Anti-Drug Day celebration. She said globally, 35 million people are estimated to suffer from drug use disorders, according to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime survey in 2018. In the Southwest geopolitical zone, the prevalence of drug abuse is 22.4% of the population in the Southwest. The prevalence in Ogun is 17%. This figure is alarming and needs urgent intervention. Koka said the drugs being used by youths in the state and other parts include nicotine, marijuana, codeine, heroin, and tramadol. Anyway, you'll find that story is on the Punch this morning. We see it around. But no, just before I get your thought, let's take this very quick pause. Please don't go anywhere.
Here is the list of excuses that will no longer be accepted.
I beg, give me your hotspot. I want my data, but this one too much.
Please, could you put your Wi-Fi on? I'm out of data and the recharge card seller has closed.
Oh, I would have recharged though, but I can't find my wallet.
Please, I've got cramps and I can't get up. Can you share your hotspots?
Oh no! Don't know where my internet token is and I need to quickly buy data. Please, could you share your hotspot till I find it?
Hey, Jumbo, I will buy data, but that recharge card seller need to ever get change. How good you are?
Now there's really no excuse to ever be out of data with Glow Borrow Me Data. Dial *321# to borrow data now and pay later.
I beg, I just share your hotspot. This rain bahad. Make thunder no go fireman.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Many thanks for staying with us this morning. Remember, at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter is an avenue for you to drop your thoughts as we track some of these stories. We'll get to mention them eventually. Remember, you can also listen to us by going to the Google Play Store, download the app Fresh FM Abeokuta, and that way you have access to our podcast where you can listen to previous programs. You can also visit our website, fresh1079fm.com. That's fresh1079fm.com, and you get to listen to us live from anywhere. Just before we went on that break, we mentioned the story. Ogun tops Southwest drug abuse charts. That's according to the Commissioner for Health right there in Ogun State. She's saying it's worrying. The numbers, 17.2%. That's what she said. 17% rather. Prevalence in Ogun State.
No, it should worry anybody. And sadly, maybe because of this prevalence of drugs, it's in Ogun State and, well, some other places where you find cultism in secondary schools. In fact, there are sometimes, 5-6 months ago, when children, secondary school children, in 2 schools along Ilogun and were at daggers drawn, attacking each other with all kinds of things. If there are no sellers, there won't be buyers, and I think that is what government should do. Go to parks, go through Abeokuta and some other areas, especially in those rural areas. You see people selling all kinds of things. How did those things get in? I think that is the problem. That government will have to. In fact, at the point in time, government had to stop these hot drinks because drivers will get drunk before they move at all. And so it's not surprising to me. But we have porous borders. Sometimes last week, I think that the federal government, the security agencies, impounded a lorry load of tramadol. And tramadol had been banned, and we all know the evil effect of it. So, family values, porous borders, government's inability to stem the tide It's what I think we should, get up to. And NGOs, we should preach, we should sensitize our children, and parents too, must be up to their duties.
Ogun Top's Southwest Drug Abuse Chart Commissioner is on the Punch this morning. Very quickly, just before we head to Oyo State, federal government to unveil plans on reopening of schools on Monday. That's according to the Minister of State for Education, Chukwemeka Wajuba. He was speaking at yesterday's PTF briefing on COVID-19. Also on the Punch, we are not ready to reopen orientation camps. That's according to the NYSC. That's also a story to look out for this morning. University College Hospital, Oyo State government at loggerhead over 118 million naira coronavirus fund. The management of the UCH, Ibadan, and Oyo State government are now at loggerhead over controversial donation of the sum of 118 million naira to wage war against coronavirus pandemic. Pembrokeshire reports that while the Governor Seyi Makinde-led administration insisted that it has donated the sum to the hospital, the management of the health institution denied the claim in a separate statement. The Oyo State government on Wednesday, in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Taiwo Adisa, declared that the government is standing by its position that it has supported the UCH to the tune of 118 million naira in the fight against the virus. Pembrokeshire further reports that Adisa emphasized that records made available by the Oyo State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Akinola Ojo, confirmed that the state government has provided support to the hospital and the development of virology Department of Virology located inside the college to the tune of the said sum. The Commissioner for Finance, of course, had given a breakdown of the state expenses on COVID-19 on Tuesday, declaring that the state had provided support to the UCH to the tune of 118 million naira. But the statement by the UCH, said something else. In order to clarify the reference 118 million naira support, it is important to first of all state that we were made aware of a distinction between the UCH, the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. The government has provided support. Okay. Anyway, so that's saying that it's not entirely to the UCH alone, to the College of Medicine, Department of Virology,
but
a lot of others.
Again, it's because things are shrouded in opacity. We are not transparent about it. We are talking of COVID-19. When UK government gave 20 million pounds, to Oxford University and 22 million pounds to Imperial College, we all saw it. We all read it. We are not in Britain. If anybody is, there has been problems with regards to these COVID-19 funds. So many people have raised issues. The National Assembly, how even individuals, how is this?
The House Committee on Public Accounts continues to ask questions from the PTF.
To ask questions from the PTF. How are you spending this money? Why are you not open about it? Well, it's part of our gene, in Nigeria that when this kind of thing comes, some people see it as an opportunity, to help themselves.
Anyway, we'll see if there's any other thing that will come out of Oyo State. But they're saying that now it's not just the UCH, the College of Medicine, the Oyo State, and all the UCH and a couple of other places got the funds. That's on the Pembrokeshire newspapers this morning. UCH, Oyo State government at loggerhead over 118 million naira coronavirus fund. It's right there to look out for. Still in Oyo, Ajimobi loses COVID-19 battle at 70. Buhari others mourn. Is on the Punch. Former governor of Oyo State, Abiola Ajimobi, is dead. It was 8:70. The Punch gathered that the former acting national chairman of the APC died at the first cardiology hospital in Lagos after battling the COVID-19 pandemic. He was reported to have been on a life support before giving up the ghost on Thursday. After the news of the death broke on the social media, friends and political associates have been paying tribute to him. The president, Muhammadu Buhari, offered condolences to the government and people of Oyo State. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president noted that Ajimobi's contributions to the development of the state and the nation would be remembered. The national leader of the APC, Senator Bola Tinubu, described the deceased as the best and most productive governor Oyo State had. Tinubu said with the departure of Ajimobi, Nigeria had lost an outstanding statesman and one of its most able politicians. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, in a series of tweets, said he had directed that the flags fly at half-mast on Friday to honor the death of his predecessor. He prayed that God will grant his family the fortitude to bear the loss. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about the late Senator Ajimobi. a very interesting individual. Ajimobi loses COVID-19 battle at 70. Buhari others mourn is on the Punch this morning. It's also on the Guardian. They also have the story. There are a lot of others with the report this morning.
Well, condolences to Ajimobi's family. In fact, he has done a lot, in terms of rejuvenating or assisting Ibadan, the capital, putting Ibadan, on the pedestal in terms of infrastructure. He did a lot, because if you drive through Ibadan, you see flyovers just like you see in Ogun State here, and just go drive around. You know that he had done a lot in terms of infrastructure. Good person, although if you look at it critically, I mean, people will remember him, for
quite a number of things.
Mr.
Constitutional
Authority. Look at what happens, to
anyway,
the Obas, to the Obas, what happened to Fresh FM and what have you. But no, that's life. And that's one thing I've always believed in. Let's not always talk about the good things an individual did while in life. He's done a lot. In fact, see the way Tinubu described him, that he had done. In fact, it's probably the best. And probably that was why I think the first person to do two times in Oyo State. So we acknowledge that he had done a lot. Flyovers, roads, and everything. But yes, occasionally he cannot do all. So we should be able to touch aspects of it, which people will remember about him, whether we say it or not. But condolences to the family. God grant him eternal rest.
Away from that, very quickly, the APC yesterday made a very interesting decision based on recommendations of President Muhammadu Buhari. And there's been some reactions to it. Oshomole-backed NWC, Des Buhari says NEC meeting illegal. That's on the Punch this morning. 18 members of the APC National Working Committee, loyal to the party, sacked National Chairman Adams Oshomole on Thursday, insisted that the APC National Executive Committee meeting attended by the President was illegal. The NWC members, who said this in a statement signed by the acting National Chairman Ili Adeta and the acting National Secretary Waziri Bulama, said that they were consulting their lawyers and other stakeholders on the dissolution of the NWC and other decisions taken at the NEC meeting on Thursday. They insisted that the NEC meeting was illegally convened by the suspended Deputy National Secretary of the party, Victor Giadom. A few hours after the NWC was dissolved at the instance of Buhari, the team members dared the President and others at the NEC meeting by issuing a statement where they referred to themselves as officials of the party. Buhari recommended NWC dissolution. That's according to his aide, is on the Punch this morning. All issues bedeviling APC have been resolved, says Bagudu. That's the Kebbi State governor. He's also the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. NEC ratifies the dual governorship primary. Caretaker chairman, that's Governor Mimala Buni, promises justice for all party members. Decisions not meant to whittle down Tinubu's influence. Answering a question on the belief that latest developments in the party were designed to whittle down the influence of the APC national leader, Bola Tinubu, the governor said there was no truth in the claim. He stated, "You mentioned the name of one of our leaders, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, who is a founding father of the party. We're all together to rescue this party. Nobody's happy with the situation under which the party is now operating because we're in court for various problems and crises." So this decision was taken by NEC to address some of these issues. Nobody is targeted, and they are against nobody. The rest of that you'll find on the Punch.
Yeah.
Wait, were you surprised at the decision? Quite a number of people were surprised. First off, when President Buhari or when Mr. Gabashew came out to say President Buhari will be attending because he believes the law is on the side of Mr. Victor Giadom. But were you surprised at the decisions read yesterday at the National Executive Committee meeting? And do you think that prior to that meeting, maybe these 18 members or these other NWC that are saying they are receiving advice from their lawyers, or they could head to court and all, maybe there should have been a sit down before that meeting yesterday?
Honestly, you have just spoken my mind, because I was surprised at even the entire thing, the issues that led to it, the Giadom factor. Well, there is a temporary reprieve. The president had come in belatedly, but had come in, to do some things that may, allow the party, to unravel in 2023. Why? Because in an attempt, to solve one problem, the president had created another problem. So APC is likely to unravel in 2023. Mark my word. There is likely to be a realignment and an alignment and realignment of forces. And a third force, this time around, bigger, may come to face APC and PDP. Decisions taken yesterday, only one favored the 18 NWC members. The ratification of Ise Yamu thing. Now, you cannot build a child and ask that child not, to cry. You are saying people should not go to court. But the 18-man member, NWC, is saying we are studying it, we challenge it because the circumstances that led to it. That's another side of it. Now, the governors, almighty governors, have won that battle. Now everything goes back to them. The governors again, will take the teams in the between, impose his son-in-law. In Samfara, where they lost out completely, Yari wanted to impose somebody, and Kabiru Marafa, the senator, said, no, I'm interested. And Kabiru went to court, and that led to what happened in Zamfara. In Rivers, Amici and Magnus Abbey were at each other's throat, and that was what led to they not having any single person. Now, come to Ogun State. Amosun wanted to impose Akinlade. Go to Ondo State. There was this Boroface and Akeredolu. So there won't be anybody to go that route again. And it's sad that Tinubu is on the wrong side of this thing now. And I'm sure he must be biting his hands, Tinubu and his group, because they appear to have lost out. So I've worked with some Northerners. When they want anything from you, they show you that, yes, we'll get there. I'll give you every support. Now, the PMB doesn't have anything to. He lost election 3 times. He had won it back 2 times. And so, whatever happens in 2023 to Tinubu or any of them doesn't concern him again. So, Tinubu group will be. But they will come out fire.
But he's saying he doesn't want the party to disintegrate after him.
Why won't the party disintegrate? Look at the gathering that he used. Not only that he has been suspended. Why was Oshiomhole? I don't like godfatherism, and I hate them for it. Let there be free flowing. Allow all the individuals to contest election, level playing ground. So I'm not supporting Oshiomhole, but the suspension of Oshiomhole from the ward level was what led to his removal at the national level, and nobody's talking about that. Giadom had been removed. Giadom has been replaced. Giadom, even the courts, the law court said, please don't go there. You cannot parade yourself again, and you cannot contain NWC, convene NWC meeting. That even despite all that, they allowed it. Professor Issa Sege yesterday said, Mr. President, don't go there because it's illegal. The court, that order that the court gave, has elapsed. But another person now went to court in Jos yesterday to say Giadom, who was his secretary, he cannot. Section 25D of APC Constitution says nobody except the chairman can convene a meeting. And that, with all those inanities.
Well, he says he was an acting chairman at that time. Anyway, well, it's a function of, because at the end of the day, is just like you said, Professor Isesage believes that Giadom was not on the law is not inside of Mr. Victor Giadom was not on.
And the president is saying I was giving illegal advice.
Some other lawyers might have maybe the president seeked the opinion of the AGF, who of course was there to swear in Mr. Malabuni.
Who do you expect Malami to swear in? But mark my word, the governors have come back. In fact, Ondo State already had cried out that with this NWC thing and the law that and the order from Mr. President and that NWC that APC members will not get because Akeredolu will have his way, and that is not democracy.
Anyway, let's take a pause this morning. Please don't go anywhere.
Brother, why are you washing your hands frequently nowadays?
Abba, Bola, stop being ignorant. Haven't you heard of the pandemic? Even as we speak, there is still no vaccine for the coronavirus causing COVID-19. The coronavirus enters the body through the eyes, nose, and mouth. It comes with an headache, fever, body ache, dry cough, cold, sneezing, and difficulty in breathing. And it takes between 5 and 14 days for these symptoms to manifest. The only protective measures are proper hygiene, use of face masks, and social distancing. Remember, with soap under running water. Always do this when you touch surfaces and before eating anything. Resist the urge to touch your eyes and nose. Always wear your face masks and hand gloves. Be vigilant, avoid crowded places, and ensure there is at least 2-meter distance between you and anybody. This message is brought to you by the Women Consortium of Nigeria, WOCAN, Ogun State Homegrown School Feeding Program, and with support from Makato Foundation.
Thank you for staying with us. Freshly pressed this morning with the solution of NWC APC 6 redemption is on the Tribune. This morning, PDP BOT congratulates Obaseki, preaches party unity. Is on the Tribune as well this morning. So it's Osage Yamu for the APC, Gordon Obaseki for the PDP. It was the other way around some 4 years ago.
Yes, in 2016.
Very similar to what we've had in Kogi for quite a number of years. Smart Adiem and Dino Melai. Dino Melai, by the way, had a wonderful video to make for.
Yes, of course. We all enjoy him. We all enjoy him. Judiciary must be queried, and people have queried it. INEC has queried it. Even just John Soho, the CJ of Abuja, has said, please don't dabble into politics. Don't give them a party motion. Don't rubbish the judiciary. Even INEC said that much yesterday, that senior advocates of Nigeria, the bench and the bar, that they should not put themselves into disrepute. After all, we have the current NBA chairman, Usoro, who is before a law court because he's allegedly conversant with fixing whoever judge he wants, through the registrar. So I think the courts played a very dastardly role this time around.
Well, some say the lawyers, that it might be tough to get them off some of these cases, that there's a lot of money involved in some of these cases. It's because
here we allowed them. Look, the lawyer that handled Ibori's case in Britain had to tell Ibori, please plead guilty because my license will be withdrawn if eventually they find out that all these things were true. And so Ibori pleaded guilty. But because we don't have that kind of law here, that kind of situation,
it's just not our way. Hush Puppy defrauded 1,926,400 persons, made 168 billion naira. That's according to the Dubai police. For those of you who do not know, Hush Puppy is a very popular Nigerian social media celebrity named Ramon Abbas. He's also known as Hush Puppy. And, it's right there to check out. He's on the punches on many of the dailies. Hush Puppy defrauded 1,926,400 persons, made 168 billion naira. That's according to the Dubai police. Let's get to hear from you this morning, please. 0815-432-1079. 0815-432-1079. 0818-111-1079. 0818-111-1079. These are the numbers to call to talk to us this morning. Hello, good morning. Hey.